Leanna King, Leanna Fruity King, what is going on?
Hiya, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, really good. So listen, I thought, since traditionally we brought on our little vegan queen here, our little Leanna Fruity King, I would just rock up. I, I would just get a load of fruit and just rock up and just be like, yes, check me out. What is going on here?
No chickpeas.
No chickpeas. Well, have we got chickpeas? Give us some chickpeas here. With no chickpeas. We had them all. How you doing?
I'm very good, yeah. Very good.
Good, good. Lockdown treating you good?
Not too bad, you need to adapt and you just have to evolve, and that's exactly what I've been doing. So
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, Liana, tell the viewers, I suppose, wee bit about your background. Where did you start out? Or you done like a wee bit of gymnastics or something when you were a kid, didn't you?
tiniest bit,
Right.
like
Okay.
I was one of these kids that was put into anything and never stuck in anything. I was just kind of too sporadic. And then
Okay.
I played a bit of sports, but I only played sports to get out of class. It was never like anything focused.
Okay.
Not was about 19, and that's when I got myself my first ever PT, and that is when I was bit from this very first second. Started weight training. That's how I got into training. It was weight training, and then just fell in love with it. So from 19, basically about 5 years now.
Right, okay. Okay, cool. So you actually have a bit of an interesting story. Because we were sort of talking on the course. You had went through a bit of a tough time in terms of your nutrition and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And that's what sort of sparked your interest in learning a bit more. Um,
definitely.
give us a wee bit of background in that there. Like what exactly was happening there? What was going through your mind at the time?
Yeah.
Uh, and then what was the point where you realized that you needed to do something about it?
Okay. Well, like I said, I started my fitness journey when I was about 19. And I'm the kind of person, it's 1,000,000% or nothing. And that's basically how I went with it. I just went, it was kind of like more is more, not less is more. So I just under it was following the wrong people as well. Listening to the wrong people, I mean online.
Mhm.
And then it fell into anorexia, and then the anorexia spiraled into binge eating because obviously it was back and forth. Then that ended up as bulimia, both like obviously purging and then exercise bulimia. So like exercising until I was literally numb, like 3 hours in the gym, just really overdoing it. And it got to the point where I was down to about 6 stone, and I ended up at the doctor's obviously because it was literally like withering away to nothing. And then I was put on antidepressants, and they obviously made me start to really eat, and I was like overeating. Needed to obviously, and then from that, I started to experience a lot of intolerances to food. I literally was like, there was nothing that I could eat that I wasn't reacting to.
Uh-huh.
And I just like, what is going on with my body? And anytime I went back to the doctors and stuff, I know obviously just trying to help and stuff, but they then prescribed me laxatives and it was this and that. And I was like, nothing's getting to the root cause here. So I was like, well, if you're not going to tell me, I'm going to go and find it out for myself. And that's when that sparked my interest in just getting stuck into the nutrition like side of things. Really started researching as much as I possibly could, and then I discovered that you could literally heal disease through food. And see when I found that out, I was like, that is mind blowing. That you can treat illness through food instead of having to do surgery, instead of having to take all these crazy medications with all these side effects that you don't know what you're putting in your body. And then from that, yeah, the nutrition side of it just kind of, I just fell in love with it. And then I healed my body through food. And here I am today, stronger, fitter, healthier than ever. And I never thought I'd get over them eating disorders. Honestly, never thought it would. So it's brilliant. It really is.
And you went on to what was it you studied at uni?
So this is actually my third degree path. Another wee story. That's just kind of where my life seems to be going. But
Okay,
uh,
okay.
off with English literature and drama. I joined honors, dropped out, transferred to business management. This was in Queens. And then finally another mental breakdown and was like, this isn't for me. I can't find my path. Nothing sets my heart on fire. Then that's when I was going through these eating disorders and everything, found the nutrition and was like, oh my God, that is my passion. I am going for this. And now I'm doing a degree in health sciences. So I'm on to my second year, but at the minute I'm taking a year out to give my everything to PT, and I'm going back next year to finish. So health science, that's my degree. The answer to that.
Smart move for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So you were able then. So you've gone fully vegan now, aren't you? You're fully
Yeah.
vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For years. Yeah.
was the intolerances was the sort of intolerances that you had built up due to eating meat, or was that just a conscious decision? Like what
Yeah.
drove that decision?
That's the thing. I never went, back then it was never for like ethical reasons or anything. It was literally just because I couldn't stomach these foods.
Right.
I had to stop eating them. And it started with milk and stuff. And then when I started then researching, I was like, oh, there's certain other things that I don't really want to be putting in my body. And then that's where it stemmed from. And now, yeah, nearly 4 years down the line, I'm still vegan to this day. So it's what worked for me. Yeah, definitely.
It's worked for you. It's worked for you. Um, let's backtrack a wee bit. So you said you were sort of, maybe following the wrong people online, whatever it was. Like what? Uh, Obviously, we're not going to single people out and say, right,
No,
right,
no, anyway, it's like people in America and like, stuff like that. It was
yeah,
no
yeah. So you were probably influenced by, some of the wrong things online. Like what would you let's say, young girl in your position, maybe the position where, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever, who are maybe picking up the wrong influences online, maybe following some fucking stick thin model who's only eating 2 bits of celery a day or whatever, and they think that, that is living, or maybe that's what they're driven towards achieving. Like what would you say to someone who's in that position?
well, it's hard because obviously I was there too, so I can see how you can get caught up in it so
Uh,
quickly. But if anything, I would just go back to being real. We all have different body types, and you will look at someone online, and even if you're eating the exact same calories and training the exact same way, there's a chance that you'll never look like them. So you have to find what works for you. Stop copying people's what I eat in a day. Stop copying people's calories. Stop trying to match and compare yourself online as well. I think that's a big thing as well. If you're scrolling on your phone and you're looking at someone and they're making you feel bad about yourself, unfollow,
yeah,
unfollow. Okay? Because
absolutely.
that is where the toxicity starts, when you're looking at people's profiles and they're making you feel bad about your body, bad about yourself, bad about what you're eating. Because I used to look back and watch videos of girls and they were literally, like you said, eating 2 bits of celery, and I'm going, I'm having 3 meals a day. I shouldn't be having 3 meals a day. I should be only having one. And
Yeah,
then it's great. It's mental. So try your best just to start unfollowing those people that are making you feel bad and start trying to look for real people. You'll know it as soon as you see it, because it'll just ooze out of them, and you'll know the people that you're kind of going, right, their photos a bit too edited. If they keep putting up photos of like they look perfect and completely shredded and all, that's not real. You don't want that on your. It's toxic.
yeah.
That's
Nah,
not.
absolutely. It definitely gives out the wrong perception of the type of life. I actually heard James Smith a few weeks ago. I actually heard him talking about this here. He was like, back before social media, all our parents or whatever, they didn't know what other people looked like. Like the only way, probably, maybe our fucking dads did, who were buying Playboy magazines back in the day. Like, but apart from that, like, your ma didn't really know what other people looked like.
So
She
true.
just kind of ran about, at as normal, weren't really influenced by anything really, and they kind of just lived normally. Whereas now they're, because of, the nature of social media and the nature of the world, and people kind of give this perception that life is just perfect. um
Exactly.
People get caught, it would be so easy to get caught in that, wanting something that is unachievable essentially.
It's, especially like I said, everyone has different body types, and
Yeah,
people would message me and say, oh, blah blah blah, something about my legs, and it's like, well, I do have big legs because my daddy had big legs, and it's actually there's some people that might just never look like that,
yeah,
and you have to accept that. You do have to accept yourself and learn how to love yourself the way you are, because if you don't, you're gonna be constantly in that cycle, chasing something else. So
yeah. It's good that you're self-aware enough to know that. You just actually reminded me of a client that I had way back in the day, years ago. We were still kind of doing, like we were still prepping people for photo shoots and stuff at the time.
Yeah.
And the girl that was training us, it's very similar physique to yourself. She came to me and she was like, I want my calves to be smaller. And I was just like, what the fuck are you actually talking about right now? She was like, no, my calves need to be smaller for the shoot. And I'm like, dude, like, what am I going to do? Get out a fucking butcher's knife and carve something off? There's no, like,
Oh, it's
you're not going to carry fucking much body fat in your calves. So the only way to get rid of some is just get the bacon slicer out and away you go. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, okay, so listen, fast forward a couple of years, Diana. What then drove the decision for you to want to get into the fitness industry?
Well, we'll tell you about when I tried to do it before.
Well, yeah. What drove the decision the first time around? Let's do that.
Okay, fair enough. Well, just how it changed my life. It completely changed my life. I mean, I was 19, drinking and taking drugs, eating takeaways like 4 or 5 times a week. My life was just out of control. My mental health was out of control. My relationships were out of control. Everything. And as soon as I started to put fitness into my life, it was a routine. I then stuck to the food. It then became a hobby and it became something, it made me feel so good. And it's that when I regained my health, it was like, I need to share this with the world. I need to give people that gift. There's no greater gift to yourself than giving yourself your full optimal health. You will feel the feeling that I felt and the feeling that I still feel to this day. Everyone deserves to feel that way. So that would be my biggest thing. Definitely getting into it.
Very good, very good. So we kind of spoke about this here on the course. What did happen the first time around? First time you tried to.
So I wanted to become a personal trainer, was working and stuff at the time. And see, to be fair, I had never heard of your course. I don't know if it maybe would have been running back then. I think I was like 20, probably was, but I hadn't heard of it. I just I went online, Googled about, tried to like price check and went for like quite a cheap course. Big mistake. Okay, you pay for what you get, especially when it comes to your course, worth every penny. But I obviously paid for this course and it ended up being an absolute scam. And it was that bad and it put me into that much of a rut again that it took me then 2 years to pick up the confidence and the courage again to be like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try this again, because I took it as a big sign. Oh my God, the world's telling me I'm not supposed to be a personal trainer, when really it was just a mistake of picking the wrong course and investing in the cheapest course and thinking that was going to, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we hear that a good bit. I mean, it's actually quite common. You know, people. I honestly don't think it's ignorance on people's part. I think it's just the fact that people are unaware. You know, what you don't know, you don't know, and it's very easy in that situation, especially if you see like, you know, a legitimate company, or at least what you think. Oh, they're selling a personal trainer course. Well, this is exactly what I need.
Exactly.
You know, if someone tells you, no, you need this qualification, well, then you're like, oh, it's a qualification that I need. And then some fucker like me comes around and goes, fuck, you don't need a qualification. What you need is an education. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, right, now I got you, now I understand. But, you know, it's unfortunate. And this is not, you know, obviously, I don't think that everyone's intentions. In fact, I think, this is just me being honest, I think there's very few educators within the industry and people who actually do what we do whose intentions are correct.
I agree.
People that get into fitness education because they think that it's easy money. But in reality, if your intentions are wrong, it becomes really, really difficult really quickly, because what you've got is people like you who are a little bit more savvy and who are like, hold on a second, you know, there's got to be more to this here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that word spreads very quickly.
People say that too, like you said, there's people smart enough to kind of see, wait, I'm not getting my money worth here. Like,
yeah. So a couple of things here. If you hear snoring in the background, right? If you hear snoring, like,
is that? Oh, I've seen all the posts. That's so cute. That's Lenny, isn't it?
That's Lenny. He is literally just snoring his head off here, and I'm like, is there someone sleeping in the background? It's Lenny. was there like a coach who sort of influenced you? You know, yeah, back in the day, like whenever you were thinking, right, okay, I could do this for other. So obviously, you know, you said you'd hired a personal trainer or whatever. Maybe some good trainers, maybe some bad trainers. Was there like a one particular trainer who you thought, you know what, they've really done the right thing by me, and I think that I may be able to do something similar for other people? Because you know, if that wasn't, I always like to give people like got a shout out because they you know, some of their work probably goes unnoticed most of the time.
Yeah.
When they do deserve a lot of credit.
If I'm being 100% honest, I've only ever been to the one PT back then. Sorry, I have been to two PTs. That's a lie. The first one, no names, wouldn't really recommend. But again, it was way back then. But the second one, he's actually younger. He's a year younger than me. Tiernan McCarthy, his name is. But he's a British trainer. He went out there to work and stuff. Like he's back doing like online coaching and stuff. He was brilliant. He was really, really good, and he really helped me at the very start of my. I was actually coming out the end of my disorders when I was with him, and he really made the effort to make a vegan. He didn't even know, probably didn't even know what a vegan was, and he made the effort to make a vegan meal plan and all, and he really went out of his way to help me. So I would him definitely. He was a really good influence on me.
Nice, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So fast forward then, how did you end up coming to Elite? How did you become aware that we existed? And what was then the thought process coming into the course the second time around?
So I was training in a gym. It's actually closed now, Power Gym on the Stewartstown Road. And Shauna, I completely forgot about Shauna. I forgot about Shauna. I forgot about Shauna. Shauna did your course. Shauna did your course, and
Shout out to Shauna.
She came out. Shout out to Shauna. She came out of your course and was doing brilliant. And I obviously seen her on the gym floor and stuff, and was talking to her and chatting away to her. And she couldn't have spoke any higher about your course. I seen how she came out of your course and did so well so soon, and I was like, oh wow, that like sounds good. Really, I had heard a few things about you. I know Andrew as well. I knew Andrew for years, and I'd seen a few of his posts, and it was just kind of like. It was getting thrown at me from every angle. It was like I couldn't say no at this point.
Good to hear. I fucking shit. Shauna, if you're watching this here, fucking much love. Absolutely love that woman. She's killing it. Superstar completely. Okay, I actually, do you know what? I'm going to tag Shauna onto this here, and we're going to get Shauna onto this next week. She's free next week. She's not doing anything else anyway. Right. Okay. So, I suppose what was your, you know, your crew? You done the full time crew. Your crew were fucking brilliant, by the way. And a lot of them, I would say, just a lot of them just walked straight out and just straight into the industry. You know, there was no hanging about, which I've generally found sometimes with most courses. You know. Jamie, Aoife, and it was a great wee crew. It was a class wee. Jedward were on your course as well, weren't they? I was talking about those two lads the other day, but it was just a great wee crew, and we were actually just coming off lockdown as well. So I think everyone was a wee bit more, you know, sort of excited to get going and everything else. What was your sort of fondest memories from the course?
God, there was a lot of things. I just loved the whole sharing aspect as well, like hearing what had brought everyone to that point. I just thought it was amazing that we all had such different stories, but we all wanted to help people in the same way, you know. And just the whole big community aspect of it. It was all like-minded people striving towards the one goal. So it was like being back in school. See, because I didn't enjoy uni, I never got that uni experience. It was kind of like a mini snippet of like uni experience, having a laugh.
Minus all the drink, drugs, and partying. Well, hopefully, I don't know what goes on at the weekend in them full-time courses. I don't know.
There was none of that.
Oh, class. And so since you left, what?
Made friends for life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Every single time without fail. So since you left, what has been going on? What have you been up to? I know you're always pretty vocal, not pretty vocal. You're always just posting stuff on social media, which I love to see. Absolutely love to see that, because I always say to people, you know, if you leave here and you don't do anything, you're a ghost. And
Yeah.
people don't, you know, buy from people who are, or you can't impact, you can't help nobody if you're not in front of people.
Yeah.
So what's been going on in your world since you left Elite?
Yeah, well, as soon as I qualified, well, sorry, before I qualified, I already kind of knew the gym. I'd already spoke to gyms that I wanted to go and train in or work out of, and then as soon as I qualified, I knew exactly where I was working in. So I just kind of made a big deal about it basically, and put a big post up. And then from the first few months, I was absolutely flat out, like so busy. Wasn't only doing one-on-ones. Realized very quickly that small groups was very good to do. Started doing small groups, and then come towards Christmas time, I'm not going to lie, it hasn't been the easiest year to start a personal training career.
No.
And come Christmas, I was kind of sinking into that again. Like I started to lose confidence in myself. I came off social media for a wee bit over the Christmas week, and I shouldn't have did that, because it really not really set me back. It just, I lost confidence in myself, and I didn't want to come back on again, and had all these plans and was like, oh, I don't know. And then I sat down with myself and was like, wise up, you have done this for a reason. You paid your money, you have been doing well. So let's just get started. And then I came back on, and now I'm doing ebooks and workshops, and I'm actually enjoying my job more now than I ever have before. And I'm in lockdown. The people that I'm in with, I'm literally, my whole job's online now. I'm talking to people from all over Belfast. In Ireland, I sold a workshop to someone in Canada the other day. I was like, where are these people coming? Just from just pushing things online, posting every day. Like, you want people to think PT, and without even thinking, Liana. So as soon as they say PT, your name connects to that, because you just post to people, people recognize you, and then they see what you're doing, they see how good you're doing, and then they want to get involved. So I'm enjoying my job more now than I ever have, and I'm literally in the house. It's mad.
I absolutely love it.
With the qualification as well, I qualified with you and never thought, just was like, right, gym floor, that's going to be my life, that's fine, enjoy it, brilliant. But like, you could turn your whole business online if you wanted to. You don't have to do it on a gym floor. It's not just PT, gym floor, same thing as everyone else. You can you can go do what you want with it. You really can. There's so many different avenues you can go with this course.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always think about John Berardi. I think I always put everyone on the John Berardi, don't I, from nutrition. And I remember John Berardi, talking about, you know, people got so back in the day, people got so obsessed with you know, the benefits of doing this and the benefits of doing that. And he was like, but they were highlighting the benefits of their business and what way they do things. And he was just like, I was just figuring out how that I could help more people, be it online, be it in person, like whatever way. Right now, we've got no other choice. And the good thing is that, you know, you've already been coaching people on the gym floor, which is great. And now you've got that experience, and now it's just a case of moving that online, which I think you're going to have a huge impact with.
Yeah.
In that sort of field.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm loving it. Like, I really see, especially with the ebooks and the workshops, I'm just born to speak. I'm born to speak. I'm like, I'm really in that whole aspect of it. Again, I didn't see myself doing this a month ago. So you don't know how your career is going to change. You just have to be willing to go, oh my God, something has happened. Lockdown's coming. Instead of being all, oh, I'm not on the gym floor, gyms are closed, blah, blah, blah. No, what can I do? Get a piece of pen and paper out. How can I change my business? How can I keep helping people? How can I not let my clients fall to the ground? You need to just keep twitching, keep turning with the times, or else you will fall behind, you know, just have to suck it up.
Absolutely. Great advice, Liana. So what does the future hold? Are you thinking about expanding or continuing to expand online, taking the in-person away altogether, or is it in workshops? Like, are you going
to run towards keeping things online? I'm loving this, interacting with people from London, like I said, Canada. Keep pushing that, keep pushing the YouTube, keep pushing the videos. But I also want to, once the gym's reopen again, I'm gonna try and do workshops in the gym. Full workshops with bigger groups of people. And I say in groups, even saying the word group now is like, but hopefully at some point we can come back to the gym and I can hold workshops on the gym floor. I'm still going to take one-on-ones, because I do really like that personal aspect. I love people. I absolutely love that connection. So I don't think I'll ever lose that. but I am running for the on. I am enjoying this so much. I wake up every day and I'm like, right, what can I do? Like it's I'm actually loving doing it. I don't even have to think about it. So it's definitely running towards that. I obviously want to finish my degree, which fingers crossed I will in the next year or two. And then that's just going to skyrocket the nutrition side of things as well, because obviously I'm not really qualified in the nutrition side of things as now. So yeah.
So I suppose you'll be combining the two things then. I suppose we couldn't really like narrow down the style of training that you deliver. It's more everything.
Handstands, weight loss, muscle gain. Like I want to. That's why I put myself through all these different training aspects, so that someone comes to me and says, "Oh, like a wee bit of this, like a wee bit of that." I'm like, right, let's go, because that's how I train. I do weightlifting, but I also do the rings. I also do calisthenics. I don't believe that you have to do one set of training. I think make your training enjoyable and do everything. If you want to do everything, and I want to be able to offer as much as I can. If that's everything, brilliant. But just go to where I can with it, just keep progressing with it. So
that's cool. It's really cool. Lenny's snoring has just went up.
I can't even.
I know. So if there was something that I should have asked you today but didn't, what would it have been? Or did I cover everything?
Probably just maybe advice that I would give to people coming into the industry maybe and wanting to push forward.
Let's do it.
I have a few tips.
Wait, let's do it. Let's hear this.
Like I said, is about being careful who you're following online. I've heard that obviously, so I won't waffle on that, but just be careful who you're following online. Remove people as soon as they make you feel like you're not doing well or stuff like that. Second one, I can't stress this enough. Hire a coach. You may be a PT yourself, but you can never stop learning. There's always going to be someone above you in the industry. I've got myself a coach. He is absolutely amazing. Liam, I'll give him a wee shout out, but he has skyrocket my career. He really has. Just anything I need, I go to a mentor, a mentor and a coach. If you can get one from day one. They will help you. They will help your. I know sometimes ego will make you be a bit like, no, I'll do it on my own, but like take help where you can get it from, and hire a coach. See who interests you, who's in your kind of similar field, and then go, right, I'm coming for you. Someone's investing in you invest in yourself, and that would be my next point. Is to your course is absolutely amazing, but don't just stop there. Come out. Dude, I've done different courses from I've left you. Keep looking into things. Do mobility. I started learning handstands. I started learning the splits. Keep learning. Keep investing. You make some money. You put that back into your business. That would be a big. Don't just stop at the one qualification. Keep going. That is how you're going to. That's how you're going to make a difference. That is how you're going to really push forward. And final one is please be yourself. If you be yourself, you have a niche in itself. People. Too much copy and pasting and all that. Be yourself and you will be different. You will attract people because you will be being real, and people love realness. That would be my big tips. But yeah, that's it. That's it for people coming into the industry. I just really wanted to share because I do think that if I could have heard that back then, it would have been brilliant. So
that's as real as it gets. Hold on, did I not tell you back in the day that as good as this course is, you still have to continue to go? I'm pretty sure I relayed that.
You definitely did. Maybe I heard that off you.
Liana, it's always a pleasure to see you. Absolutely proud of you. Absolutely smashing it. And super excited to see what the future holds.
Same. Can't wait.
Thank you for coming on.
It's brilliant.
All right, Liana, I will let you get back to whatever it is that you're doing.
Hands. I'm going to do some handstands now.
I'll let you get back to
chickpeas.
Yes, I'll let you get back to making chickpeas. Adios. See you later, Liana.
See you later. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.